So I'm Ben Haumiller, a producer on the Madden series.
So let's talk about what the process is here at the NFL Rookie Premiere for the new class of NFL players.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited to be here for the NFL Rookie Premiere because this is our first chance to really get one-on-one interaction with the new rookies and get a chance to talk to them a little bit. They're really excited to see us because they get to get their head scanned, so they'll look exactly like they do in real life, photorealistic in the game. And also the other fun part is they get to meet Donnie Moore, who's our ratings czar, and they get to learn for the first time what their ratings are going to be in the game this year. So all these guys grew up playing Madden, loving the game, one day hoping that they'll be able to be in the game, and here they are. And now they get the moment of truth, okay? What's my overall going to be in the first ever time I'm in Madden? What's my speed rating going to be? And they don't just get to learn the information, they get to talk to the guy who created the rating himself and kind of let him know what they think. So that'll be a lot of fun too, to get their reaction. That's always a great thing when guys are, find out for the first time what their speed rating is, because that's always one of the fun secrets of Madden is no one's ever fast enough. Everyone always wants to be faster in the game, and you always got my speed wrong, you got this wrong, and so they get to talk to the guy himself and tell him exactly what they think.
When it comes to the actual camera system, talk about how that was designed and what it is.
Yeah, so we've got some new technology that we're using to get that photorealistic look in game. So we've been doing kind of some head scanning stuff in the past, and we've used to create heads just by hand. The artist would take photos and create them by hand. It would take a long time in the process to get a head, and it never really looked authentic. It didn't really, you can kind of say, okay, that kind of looks like him, but it never really looked exactly like him. And now we're on this generation of hardware where you can take advantage of what players look like and really pay off the details of getting that photorealistic look there. We've got a camera rig that we've created. It's about 12 cameras, all in a rig set up, custom made everything that we travel with. We've even turned an old wheelchair lift to be able to raise and lower the rig, because guys are all different heights and sizes. So, rather than get them on a chair that can move up and down, we can move the rig up and down to get that thing in the right spot. It's a real quick process. We do a few different poses, get all the information of the guy, and then take that back to our home office, where it used to be about a 2-week process to create a head by hand. If there's no touch-ups that need to be done, we can get a head ready to go and in game in about 45 minutes. So that's an amazing turnaround for us to be able to get these guys in the game, looking authentic, looking real. We're in the process right now, because it's OTAs and mini camps right now, of going around the country with these rigs, going to teams and scanning all the players that we haven't had a chance to scan yet. So we've got teams all across the country right now kind of jet setting across. A rig will come back to our spot in Orlando, and then 2 other guys take it, head off to the airport and go to another place. And this is a spot for us to grab about 40 rookies that we haven't had a chance to scan before, get them all scanned and looking great, get them in the game so they'll look just like themselves.
Now, in addition to being very portable compared to your old system, these also, from what I understand, have a lot more detail. How realistic do these guys look in the game thanks to Next Gen?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things is, the amount of detail that we get off of these scans is incredible. We're able to pull so much data from them. You can do this with head scans. We're exploring doing this with gear as well, with shoes, with gloves, everything else that could potentially be scanned, we're looking at doing so that you can put those things right in the game. And they look as authentic as they could possibly look. These guys, you see every kind of crevice and pore and everything, guys will look as they do in real life, will look in the game. We're able to finally have that level of detail.
In the past, you guys used to almost have a tent, and it was almost like a 360-degree type thing. How has this system made things a lot easier for you guys?
Yeah, it's an evolutionary process, right? It started out with that big tent where, there's a bunch of things going on, and guys had to sit there, and they had cameras and lights all around them, and it was a big, long process. And now we've got just 2 rigs that two cases that we can travel with and set up and go. I'm sure next time we see you, we'll have something that can fit in the overhead of an airplane and be even easier to travel with, because the technology moves so fast and we're able to adapt to that. But yeah, it's the evolutionary process of something like we've never been able to do before with these scannings that gets you these details, and that's what we want. That's what our fans want to make the most realistic looking game we've ever made.
Well, one of the interesting things is the technology actually comes from you guys. Can you talk a little about how it was actually developed internally at EA, Tiburon?
Yeah, so we have a lot of really smart camera guys that just love doing this sort of stuff and figuring out, okay, how can we take this camera technology, be able to get the data that we need to be able to pull that stuff out and put it into game, and how can we make our job faster? We were doing things like scanning stadiums. That's another thing that we've kind of gotten into recently, where we can go out and get all these thousands of plot points and pull that stuff right into our software, be able to manipulate it. Artists can go in and render everything they need to, add the textures they need to. They have everything they need right in front of them, and it takes what used to be weeks worth of work down to hours, because everything is there for them. They're just kind of moving around the plot points and kind of putting the geometry around to the players' faces or the stadiums or whatever we're using, the cleats, the gloves, everything. It's just really making everything look super realistic and super fast.